If you're looking for a job, you don't want to go anywhere because the Vice President of Human Resources over at Amazon shares how you can get a job fast, and we're going to get into it right now. How's it going, Nez Nation? Thank you so much for being here. The VP of HR, Vice President of Human Resources over at Amazon, most important position for hiring at the most important company, arguably, right now in existence. And she did an interview with LinkedIn recently and shared what her best tips are on how you can get a job fast right now and the best ways to go about it. There's some really key things that the Amazon VP of HR said in this interview that we can glean from this, and I'm going to sort of analyze it and give you the best tips and strategies on how you can get a job fast right now. And so let's just jump into it. I got to put my glasses on because I'm old. Here is the article that Beth Galletti, I hope I'm saying that right, did an interview with LinkedIn. And she basically, there's a couple of things. She talks a lot about Amazon. So if you're looking for a job at Amazon, this is the perfect article. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But here's where I thought it was really, really interesting. And I'd like to break this down. So she talks about what she looks for when she hires employees. Is she looks for basically people to line up with what they call their leadership principles over at Amazon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right over there. This is their leadership principles on their actual page. And the key thing that they talk about, there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of, I don't know, it's pretty obvious stuff, and it's a little kind of woo-woo. I'm not really crazy about a lot of this stuff. The key here, and I'm going to come back to this later, is when you're looking for a job, you have to make it about them. You have to cater your message. You have to cater your assets, your skill sets, what you bring to the table. How can you solve their problem? The only reason anybody wants to hire you is because they have a headache. They're not interested in your passions. They're not interested in what you do on the weekends. They don't care about your volunteer work. I'm just going to be really transparent and straight up with you. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter. It makes you who you are as a human being. But what they really care about is themselves. This is the human condition. And employers are no different. They're always going to look for what is it about you that's going to help me? Most people, when they go into interviews, most people, when they create their brand and their resume, I've been working with clients, I've been in this business for a very, very long time. Most of them make it all about them. They use the pronoun I when they should be using the pronoun them. And so, again, the only reason anybody wants to hire you, in simplest terms, in most practical terms, is they have a headache and you need to be Excedrin. You need to solve their problem. What is it about your skills, your background, your track record, your history that's going to help them solve their problems for their specific role? So the reason I'm going over their leadership principles is because you're hearing it from the horse's mouth. The VP of HR over at Amazon is saying we're looking for people who can really identify and align with our leadership principles. And so even though I think most of these leadership principles are just completely woo-woo and completely, nebulous. Truth of the matter is you've got to go to what they want. You can't make it about yourself. No matter how much you maybe disagree or how biased you are or how you may seem it's even ridiculous, as I sort of do sometimes, you have to really understand what they want. You have to make it about them, okay? I want you to get a job fast. And so it's really, really important that you always align everything that you bring to the table and make it and adhere it to your audience. It's the same thing with running a business. It's the same thing with really anything in life. So when you look at their customer obsession, it says here, leaders start with the customer and work backwards. They work vigorously to earn and keep customer trust. Although leaders pay attention to competitors, they obsess over customers. Again, what this is speaking to is Amazon cannot exist without us, consumers, customers. The same thing with any business. Okay, so what she says, the VP of HR over at Amazon, what she's saying essentially is, How are you going to change the experience, enhance, augment the experience of our customers? This is true for any position. This is true for any company. Look at what the real end goal is of the position. Who is it that you're serving? Even if it's internal versus external, make sure that you have what it takes to convey to your employer, to the interviewer, to the HR director, or whomever, that, hey, I know exactly what this role is required to solve. I know the problems that this role is required to solve, and here is how I can go about doing that so I can be the best fit for this position. Does that make sense? It's so important, guys. It's so important. I know a lot of people may think, well, what about me? Don't I matter? Yes, of course you matter. You have the choice. Of course you want to work somewhere that aligns with your values and principles. But again, the key thing here is you've got to make sure that you position yourself in a way that's going to really work out and contribute and collaborate and help them solve their specific need and their specific problem. That's how you have longevity. And actually, that's where purpose lies anyway. Purpose lies in serving, not doing it for yourself and not just being selfish, but actually unselfishly helping the community, helping engagement, helping the company, helping your team as a whole. This is not a new concept. It's the same with everything. And the VP of HR at Amazon is just confirming that. Okay, here's a part of the interview that I want to focus on because this, I think, is going to bring the most value and the most help, and it really applies to beyond Amazon. So, the VP of HR over at Amazon was asked, what do you look for when you hire? And she talks about the leadership principles, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the important part, and this applies to you and I. And with that in mind, we don't only look at hard skills that someone may possess. Instead, we're looking at different ways that people may be able to come here and think big and dive deep into a lot of data to come up with new ideas for our customers. Here's the crux, y'all. If there's one thing we're looking for, it's people who can follow or subscribe to our leadership principle of customer obsession and our mission to be Earth's most customer-centric company. Exactly what I was saying before. This is the important part, gang. If you want to get a job fast, you need to identify what is the mission of the position and the company as a whole. What is their purpose? What is their, values, their principles? What's their goal? What is it that they're lacking? What is the void that this position has cropped up that you can fill? Okay, so it's the vice president of marketing. Okay, so they're having problems, maybe go-to-market strategy, gaining brand equity, brand awareness, lead generation, CPA, what have you. How can you fill that void? You need to do your research. And so what basically she's saying here is she's saying that, we're looking for people who really understand what we're all about, understand what our goals are, and they really understand how they can further enhance, augment, and get bigger results with those goals in mind. Again, it has to do with them. It's got nothing to do with you. I know it may seem harsh. I know it may seem like I'm being a cold fish right here, but you don't matter. It's all about them. Please take this and perceive this in the right tone. I'm trying to get you a job fast. And so, of course, if something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't align with your values and principles, then don't work there. Move on. But when you go into the interview, when you pitch yourself, all of your messaging, all of your communication, your resume, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letter, everything, if you use the pronoun I too much and you make it all about what you want, this is what I want for pay, this is what I want for benefits, this is what I want in the position, I promise you, you're not going to get a job. What the VP of HR at Amazon, the top position of hiring at the top company in the world, is saying, what I've been saying to you guys and saying in these videos and saying to my clients for the past 2 decades, you have to make it all about them. It's as simple as that. Now, she goes on to say further in the article, she talks a lot about how you need to kind of be in a place where you're continuously learning and you're feeling fulfilled and challenged. Again, a lot of this stuff I just feel like is really ambiguous, kind of empty language. It doesn't mean anything. I feel like that kind of language just falls on deaf ears, personally, just me. I feel the practical way, and this is what I want to bring to you guys, is the real stuff, is you need to make sure that you have the skills, the assets. You need to make sure that you have all of the things that the job and the company require, and that you position yourself in a way that exemplifies and communicates that, hey, I'm here for you, not the other way around. If you do that, you're going to win. If you do that, you're going to get a job fast. Again, I'll leave a link to the article if you want to really read more. And I'd love to hear your comments. What do you think of the article? What do you think of what we've been talking about here? Leave a comment down below. Do you want to work at Amazon? Have you tried to work at Amazon? Have you tried to apply to Amazon? What do you think of these leadership principles? I'd love to hear from you. So please make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know. And I would love for you, if you got any value from this video, which I hope you did, please make sure you smash, aka the like button down there, and make sure that you subscribe, because here's the thing. Not only am I giving you brain-busting content every single week, helping you to grow your impact and your income online, but also, I talk a lot about mindset. I talk a lot about which is really important for your success. And I also have an office hours live stream that I do every single week. So you got to subscribe and hit that bell notification, because guess what? You can come on the live stream and ask me a question and get all your questions answered. It's fantastic. You just come on the live stream. It's a live Q&A. It's called Office Hours with yours truly, your personal branding coach, Professor Nez. So you got to hit subscribe, for the love of God. You have to. Do it right now. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It always means the world to me. All kidding aside, I really, really enjoy you. And if you made it this far, God bless you. I'm such a big fan of yours, and I really, really appreciate that. Now, I've got something before you leave. I want you to go check out this video right here, because if you got a lot of value from this video right here is going to take you even deeper on how to get a job. I mean, this is a long video and it's really in depth. So everything I talk about here, I mean, consider this sort of like the trailer to this is like the movie of the concepts that I talk about in this video. And then down here, here's another amazing video that's going to help you with your job search today and beyond. And so make sure you go check those out. I've got a shorts channel up there. Make sure you click subscribe down there, and I'll see you in the next video.